is the splenic circulation. So before that, let us take just a recapitulation of the histological low power view of spleen. You have already studied this. So outside you will find one capsule and there are presence of certain trabecule dividing the spleen into certain lobules. 25% of the splenic parenchyma is occupied by the white pulp. So these are the aggregation of lymphocytes denoted by purple dots. So these are white pulps and they are occupied by eccentric arteriole. These are the eccentric arteriole. 75% of the splenic parenchyma consists of red pulp. Red pulp is mostly made up of the splenic cords of Billroth and the marginal sinuses. This you can see distinctly only under high power. Under low power, you will just find the red pulp with mostly pink and purple dots. Now come to the splenic circulation. The spleen is mostly supplied by the splenic artery, the different branches of the splenic artery, which are mostly the end arteries. So suppose, let us discuss this diagram. This yellow colored structure is the splenic trabecula, through which the branches of the splenic artery, first it will start traversing. Pink color, the branches of the splenic artery. So then the name gets changed as the trabecular arteries. Mind that these are all end arteries. So after that they will divide into certain branches and sub-branches and they will form the arterioles. The arteries will be converted into the arterioles. Then what happens? As soon as it enters the splenic parenchyma, it is invested by this purple color area. Can you see? That is known as periarteriolar lymphatic sheath, which is constituting the white pulp. The other name of white pulp is the Malpighian body. On a cut section under naked eye, you can, in a specimen of fresh spleen, you can, under naked eye, you can see this as some white dots. And because they comprises of various types of T and B lymphocytes, under low power, they appear as aggregation of purple dots. If you see this, you will see that the just surrounding these arterioles, it is surrounded by the T lymphocytes. So the central or the inner part of the white pulp is the T lymphocytes. Then the middle part is occupied by the B cells, in the central part of which you may find the germinal center. And the peripheral part of this periarteriolar lymphatic sheath, you will find the antigen presenting cells. APC is antigen presenting cells. So as soon as this arteriole leaves this periarteriolar lymphatic sheath, the name gets changed and it is known as straight branches. These are the 5 to 6 straight branches it gives out. This is known as penicillar branches. These penicillar branches are surrounded by some aggregations. These are known as ellipsoid and this is more prominent in case of cats and dogs. After this, these penicillar straight branches, there are the blood flows. It will enter the splenic sinusoids and there are two schools of thoughts regarding this. One is open circulation, another is closed circulation. Before that, let us know a little bit about the structure of the splenic sinusoids. You see this blue colored structure, these are the sinusoids. They are just like the structure of blood vessels, but their walls are fenestrated. That is, there are presence of certain slits. So it is perforated. See, this is the structure of splenic sinusoids in details. This is the penicillar branches. Blood is entering through these splenic sinusoids. The wall of these sinusoids, they are surrounded by some specialized type of endothelial cells, and there are presence of perforations in between them. This is known as step cells, these yellow colored cells. These are discontinuous. This is known as step cells. And they are surrounded by means of certain reticular fibers, this greenish color. And you see that these fibers also, they are rich in actin and myosin, and this helps in contraction of the step cell, that it regulates the blood flow through these sinusoids. There are presence of one afferent and efferent sphincter, and after that the blood will pass through the conducting vein. So again come to this diagram. There are two schools of thoughts I have already told you. One is the closed circulation. Majority of the blood flows through this closed circulation. That is what happens as soon as blood comes out through these peninsular branches, it will enter directly into these splenic sinusoids, and ultimately through the tributaries of splenic vein it will pass through. But another school of thought is about the open circulation. Here what happens, it is a slow circulation, the transit time is more. So what happens, after blood flows through these peninsular vessels, then what happens, it will pass through these spaces. What are these spaces? This is the space of red pulp. 75% of splenic parenchyma is occupied by red pulp. So blood has entered inside the red pulp. And what is red pulp made up of? It is mostly made up of the anastomosing Billroth's cord. What is Billroth's cord made up of? It is mostly made up of the red blood cells, the worn out and defective walls of red blood cells, the reticular fibroblasts, the reticular endothelial cells, etc. And in between these reticular Billroth's cord, you will find another thing that is known as marginal sinus or the splenic sinuses. These are the marginal or the splenic sinuses. So through these anastomosing Billroth's cord, the blood will pass through, and what happens, the macrophages present in the walls of these cords, they will engulf the defective RBCs, the senescent RBCs, and after that the blood will pass through these sinusoids, and ultimately they will pass through the tributaries of splenic vein. So this is all about the in nutshell the splenic circulation. Thank you.